If you've never played golf, you probably have a lot of questions. There's so much to this amazing game that many people don't take the time to understand. But lucky you, because today we're going to cover one of the most important and seemingly complicated parts of the game, the equipment. If you already play golf, amazing! And because you play golf, I'm guessing you have a deep understanding of how the clubs work. But stick around, because not only are we going to cover the golf clubs, but we're going to cover everything there is to do with the golf equipment. So whether you're a weekend player or a complete beginner, there's something in store for you today. With that said, I want to welcome you to our All Things Golf Equipment video, and thanks for returning to the Golf Vault. If you didn't already know, golf is played with a set of clubs, and these clubs range widely for all different types of golf shots. So what makes up a full set of clubs? Well, for starters, you're allowed up to 14 clubs when you play golf competitively. However, this rule is not very strict for many beginners or amateurs playing casually with their friends. To be honest, you may not even have this many clubs in your set, because I don't have to remind you how expensive golf is. Like I said, golf clubs range far and wide depending on the types of shots. Let's start with the club everyone likes to hit, the driver. The driver is the biggest club in your bag, and it's usually used off of the tee box. Drivers can come in all different shapes, sizes, and degrees of loft depending on your personal preference, and they will give you the farthest shots. Mastering your driver can boost your game immensely, so make sure you find one you feel comfortable hitting. Similar to the driver, the woods and hybrids are the second biggest hitters in your bag. These clubs hit the ball shorter than the driver, but give you more variation and versatility. Usually a player carries a combination of around 2 to 4 woods and hybrids in their bag depending on play style. Some standard clubs in this category are the 3 wood, 5 wood, 7 wood, 3 hybrid, 4 hybrid, and 5 hybrid. This might seem confusing, so let me explain. Woods are used when you're trying to hit less distance than the driver, but can be used both off the tee box and off of the ground. They are easier to control than the driver at the cost of distance, but still are a great club for all sorts of shots. The hybrids are similar, yet even easier to control than woods. Again, this comes at the cost of more distance. Think of it like this. The driver is used for the farthest shots, woods next, and hybrids last. So what about the numbering? What's the difference between, say, a 3 hybrid as a 5 hybrid? Numbering correlates with lofting in clubs. So the higher the number, the higher the loft. And the higher the ball will go, but also the shorter the ball will fly. So if you need the ball to get over something like a tree, you would use a 5 hybrid rather than a 3 hybrid. It's important to experiment with all different types of woods and hybrids and keep the ones you play best with in your bag. Now that you understand the difference between the driver and the woods and the hybrids, we start to follow a pattern when it comes to the irons. As you get closer and closer to the hole, you need less distance, so the irons come into play. Irons are numbered from 2 to 9. The most common irons are from a 4 to 9 range. If you need less distance and more loft, you would choose a higher numbered iron, such as a 8 or 9. If you need more distance and less loft, something like a 4 or 5 would be suitable. Irons don't go as far as the driver or woods, but they are some of the most versatile clubs in your bag. It's easier to hit them from the fairway, rough or off the tee box, which makes them so useful. Players commonly carry 4 through 9 irons in their bag, but everyone has their own preferences, so experiment with all sorts of irons and find the ones you like the best to put in your bag. Similar to the irons, wedges are just shorter and more lofted. Wedges can be used in all grass conditions as well as bunkers. They're commonly used for approach shots, bunker shots, long chips, short chips, you name it, and the wedges can execute it. Wedges come in all sorts of lofts. Commonly they start at 48 degrees and work all the way up to 64 degrees. Some common names for them are pitching wedge, sand wedge, lob wedge, attack wedge, or they will be named by the degree of loft. There are so many different wedges, so make sure to experiment with a couple of different lofts and choose a couple of your favorites to carry in your bag. There is one club you see on the green, and that's the putter. Putting is one of the most essential parts of golf, and this is where great players stand out. Everyone needs a putter, so you must have one in your bag. Putters are where players can really experiment because they come in all shapes and sizes, and I mean all shapes and sizes. There are short putters, normal size putters, and even chest-high putters. There are multiple ways to hold it, stroke it. Putting is an advanced topic for such a simple concept. If you have a beginner set, your putter will usually be a standard mallet or blade putter, but note that putters come in so many different forms, so experiment. Just because one type of putter works for others doesn't mean it's right for you. We talked about all the different sorts of clubs and the uses of these clubs, but where do you put them? It's not realistic to carry 14 clubs in your hands all round long. That would get tiring. This is why you need a golf bag. Golf sets tend to come with golf bags, but if yours didn't, you're going to need one. Golf bags don't need to be advanced, even though some can be quite extravagant. Find a bag you like. Some have stands attached to put them down easily, others don't and are meant for golf carts. Finding a bag that suits you is important, and it's another part of the game you get to personalize and choose for yourself, making your bag your own and have fun while you do it. With the golf bag comes some accessories that you may choose to buy if you want, such as push carts with wheels to hold your bag. These push carts can range in price but are worth it if you love walking the course. You can also add other accessories to your bag, such as an umbrella, club scraper, or towel. It's all up to you how you want to customize your bag. You might have wondered if we forgot about golf balls, but how could we forget the most important part? If you don't have golf balls, you can't play, so make sure to pick up a sleeve or a pack the next time you're thinking of heading out to the course. Golf balls range in price, and with its price comes quality. Golf balls are the one aspect of the game that you can't improve by skill. It's simple. The more you pay, the better quality you get. For beginners and amateurs, you probably won't be able to tell the difference between different types of golf balls, so don't worry about paying too much. As your skill improves, you might be able to tell the difference between balls. Some like to spin less than others, and some fly farther than others. Pros and semi-pros like different balls based on their play style, but until you're at a high level, don't stress too much about what kind of balls you use. Other necessities you must remember for your next outing are tees and a golf glove. While the golf glove is used by most, it's not required, but it gives you more stability and less slip when swinging. So if you have trouble keeping your grip, try out a glove. Tees, on the other hand, are essential. You need them off of the tee box, so pick up a pack before you're ground. Now that we have covered the equipment, it doesn't seem so confusing, does it? Understanding your equipment and experimenting with all different types is vital to developing your game. So remember not to neglect it. It's worth it to spend a couple of minutes researching different types of clubs and the specific uses for each, or which clubs can be used for different types of golf shots. We hope you learned something today, and if you did, we would appreciate you smashing that like button and subscribing to our channel for more golf-related content. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments and tell us what you want to see next. Thanks for watching The Golf Vault, and we'll see you next time.